So there is a case right now in front of our predominantly Christian conservative Supreme Court called Groff Vs Dejoy. My understanding of the case is this. Groff was a guy that was hired temporarily to the U.S. Post Office, who told them that because he is a Christian fundamentalist, he is religiously restricted against working on Sundays. I guess the post office was desperate enough that they hired him anyway, and for the longest time did their best to accommodate this religious belief and not make him work Sundays. However, one Christmas there was so much mail that they had to require him to work on a Sunday. Instead, he quit and promptly started a lawsuit against the U.S. Post Office, or specifically the head postmaster Dejoy, who is a piece of shit, but more on that in a different video. Now, this is a kind of case that I have mixed feelings on. I am a strict secularist. I think you should be allowed to practice whatever religion floats your boat. However, I think that right ends when you start trying to apply your own religious restrictions to other people. You think abortion is a sin? Great, don't get an abortion. You think that women's entire bodies are profane and sexual and should be hidden from public view? Great, wear a burqa or marry a woman who believes the same way as you. But your right to religious freedom does not mean you get to apply those religious restrictions to other people. Where this case in particular causes me conflict is in drawing the line between accommodating someone's personal religious beliefs and letting those beliefs affect other people. Something like telling an employer that you refuse to work a certain day affects more than just yourself. Coworkers are going to have to fill in that scheduling conflict. And something like refusing to work a certain day or days every week is obviously different than a once or twice a year holiday that most people get off anyway. An argument could be made that this is in the same ballpark as refusing to make a cake for gay people or refusing to serve abortion pills as a licensed pharmacist in a state where they're legal. Of course, thanks to the Burwell versus Hobby Lobby case, we already know that the Supreme Court says that companies are allowed to impose religious restrictions on their employees. And yet in previous cases, like the whole bake a cake for gay people one, that same right doesn't appear to be open to employees versus the company they work for. Again, I am a secularist. I don't think that your religion should be an excuse to oppress others. And my secular view is that neither the company nor the employee should have the right, like refuse to work a certain weekday or refuse to serve gay people, etc. But back to Groff versus Dejoy, I think it also matters whether you let the company know before or after they hire you about these religious restrictions. I think if you wait until after you're hired to suddenly announce, oh, by the way, I refuse to work this day of the week, or I refuse to serve gay people, etc., it's dishonest and is legal grounds to get fired. Unless, of course, you're running as a Republican congressman, where you can make up whatever shit you want and it doesn't matter, as long as you believe in the important tenets of lowering taxes for the rich and robbing women of their right to control their own reproductive health. All that is fine. But if you do get fired from a company after letting them know about your religious restrictions, then you open up the gates to suing them for religious persecution. And all this is without even getting into the whole issue of how do you prove something's an actual religious belief and not just bullshit you made because you don't want to do something. There is no legal description of what's a real religion or not. Which isn't to say that religions with millions of adherents aren't also full of their own bullshit. But yeah, like I said, I think this is a nuanced case, and I am willing to hear arguments on different sides. I will maintain my belief that your beliefs do not give you the right to control me. But otherwise, yeah, love to hear your thoughts. Leave them in the comment. Don't be an asshole or I will block you. But yeah, alright, see you next time. Bye!